Thanks for watching. I'm Margot Kinberg, and this is In the Spotlight, a closer look at a crime novel. When you think of Golden Age crime fiction, you might be thinking of writers like Agatha Christie, John Dixon Carr, any of the other luminaries of the era, but there were a lot of writers, perhaps less well known, who also contributed a great deal to the body of Golden Age work. Let's look at one of those examples today and turn the spotlight on Francis and Richard Lockridge's The Norths Meet Murder. New York couple Pamela and Jerry North decide to host a party. Instead of using their own apartment, Mrs. North suggests that they use the unoccupied apartment one floor above. They get permission from the landlady and visit the apartment, deciding that it'll be a good place for a party. Later, Mrs. North goes up to the empty apartment by herself to start planning where things will be. That's when she discovers the body of a man in the bathtub. The police are called in, and Lieutenant William Wagan begins the investigation, together with his assistant, Detective Mullins. After a short time, the dead man is identified as a lawyer called Stanley Brent. With that, the detectives get down to the business of finding out who killed Brent and why the murderer chose the empty apartment above the North's apartment to commit the crime. Soon enough, there is a group of suspects, including some of his clients, some people he knew socially, and of course, his widow. It's a tangled case for a few reasons. For one, all of the most likely suspects have what seem to be solid alibis. There's also the question of motive. Those suspects who could conceivably have been able to commit the murder don't really have motives. Wagan and Mullins keep up their work, though, and little by little they uncover the truth. Mrs. North, too, takes an interest in the case, and she, too, finds out some important information. In the end, and after another death, we learn who the murderer is and what the motive is. So, what are the elements in this novel? What keeps it going? This is very much a Golden Age novel. It's a whodunit with several suspects, alibis that need checking, and red herrings. Readers follow along as the police get information and as the Norths find their own ways to the answers. This isn't one of those cases where the police have complete contempt for amateur deductions. Rather, Wagan and Mullins end up working cooperatively with the Norths. They pool their resources. The story is told from a few viewpoints, mostly those of the Norths and Wagan, and all in third person past tense. In this way, the reader gets to follow a few different lines of inquiry. It's clear, though, whose point of view is being shared. There are murders in the book, of course, and there are some dangerous moments. But overall, this is a lighter novel with wit in it, mostly dry wit. There are several descriptions, too. For instance, I can say without spoiling the novel that there's a dinner and cocktail party towards the end that plays a role in the story. There are all sorts of witty comments about the party, the guests, and so on. And throughout the novel, there is drinking. A lot of drinking. Especially by today's standards. There's a little violence and some danger, but there's no explicitness, and this being a Golden Age novel, there's no explicit language. Readers who are familiar with Dashiell Hammett's The Thin Man may notice a few similarities between the Norths and Hammett's Nicanor Charles. The Norths Meet Murder is a Golden Age mystery that focuses on who and how done it. It features a strong New York City setting, a perplexing mystery, and a pair of amateur sleuths who work with the police to find out the truth. This has been In the Spotlight. I'm Margot Kinberg. Thanks for watching.